Hello everybody. So this is a kind of a surprise live. I didn't book anything. Hello. So today is Tuesday and usually this is when I do my live classes. But we finished Frida Kahlo's class last Tuesday and I came here to chat with you guys. What would you like to see or to do or to learn on the next class? I actually should make a post with this live on my Patreon, but I didn't. I forgot. Hello. Hi. I think I'm gonna have to restart this live so I can send the links to everyone. I forgot to invite my students. Oh, Anna, can you tell on the chat that I'm here? I forgot to post the link there. I kind of told them that I would be here around this time. And maybe on Facebook group too, if you can. Okay, thank you. I was trying to put the phone turning to me and I forgot. Sure, Catherine, what's your question? Yeah, this is why I'm here today, to answer questions, to chat, and to get ideas for classes. To know what you guys are expecting from the channel, what you want to see here, what you want to learn, and all of that. Hello, well, to me it's good evening. How long I've been doing artwork? About, well, I always did artwork since I'm a little kid with my mom, but sculpting around since 2010. Since 2010. Okay, so now I want to ask questions, and I'd like you guys to answer me, because I don't know if you guys are aware that I have posting a lot of free classes here, full classes. I don't have my Frida here because it's already sold, but I do have Sitting Bull copy. I don't have the original sculpture because it's also sold, but I do. This is one of the casts of Sitting Bull, so I do have this full class available on the channel, and I've been doing live classes teaching those busts. So I did Sitting Bull. You can find, if you go to my playlists here in this channel, just go to playlists and then look for the class that you're looking for. I used to do custom sculptures. I rarely do now. It's really rare that I'll do it unless I really like the idea, the project, then I'll do it. But usually I like to do my own projects. So I don't know if you've been following the classes. I don't know, like a lot of people follow the channel, but not really for classes. You guys just want to see making off and some of the work. So this is my latest sculpture that I finished yesterday. Before yesterday, I don't know, a couple days ago, maybe. I don't know. I'm lost in time with this. I think, yeah, yesterday I finished the base and the full thing, but I finished the body last week. There's always little things to do. This one is polymer clay. I use the brand PV Clay. And you can see all of that in my classes here. This is my first cast of a sculpture I made. So I sculpted the body, just the body, without the snake. There's too much light in here. Without the snake and without the apple. And this light, actually, it's YouTube that throws on my face, because I tested the camera before I came live and it was not all blow out like that. As soon as I go live, it's just blow the light on my face. So yeah, this is casted, that I sculpted the body, bold hair, and then I am customizing each woman. No, this is a mix of Eve and Lilith. So yeah, there's the apple, and this is the same cast, but I'm customizing her differently. This is gonna be Athena. So I'm still working on it. I just started the helmet and some outfit for her here. Anyway, this is kind of what I'm working on. I also finished up to put my baby Irina on the base, and she's all ready to be shipped to the client. So I want to ask you guys, what do you want to learn like for next classes? Do you guys have any ideas? If you want another bust, or if you don't want to learn likeness, maybe we can go for something more simple, like this witch that I sculpted, I think, I don't know, for last year, maybe last year. And I also did live, and we had some games included where we would do like decide the colors of our witches on the game, and kind of like it was not optional. Whatever color I get, I have to do it, and then also other details. And then there's no likeness. Maybe some of you feel more comfortable to start with something more simple without likeness and without the, because when you work witches, you can't go for the beautiful witch, or you can go for ugly, or there's no commitment with beauty, which might make you guys more comfortable to learn. And I don't know, whatever you guys think. Oh my gosh, up high, hide them up high. Or if you guys want to learn maybe just cronies, like these guys here. These are very simple and pretty cool to make, to work. I broke the teeth, but I dropped it. So we could make cronies, and then we could go for different ones, because I do have, like, the classes here are free on the channel, and I could do a more simple one for beginners here, and maybe go for the more complicated ones on the private classes. I would do Michael Jackson, yeah, sure. I haven't been doing singers and famous people a lot lately. I'm kind of in another vibe right now. I do follow what I'm feeling a lot. So it's the last, who's the last idol that I sculpted? I think it was Drake, that Drake over there. I think. Oh, then I sculpted Harley Quinn too. It's just right there on my shell. On my shelf, not shell. And yeah, and then just the busts and stuff. I'm really into the witch now. I sculpted Irina and creating a story. We are writing a book. I have people doing illustration for the book for Irina. So this is the baby version of that witch right there. That I have the video here. Yeah, I should do Janie's talking. So I have the video of her, but I'm into creating my own characters right now, and because I'm doing the classes and book and creating characters and also working on those females, I get a little bit away from doing famous people, from the teeth, from the feet, or from the head. So the question is, if I would advise to start the sculpture from the feet or from the head. I start from the head, but it's really personal. It doesn't matter, whatever you feel more comfortable. So let's go for the ideas and questions and requests. So would you guys like to learn, my questions are, would you guys like another likeness, so portrait, to focus on like how to make portraits? Yeah, no, I do like witches, but I like creating my own, not making witches that already exist. So, okay, I can see a lot of people here are requesting famous people, characters and famous people, much more than anything else. Beijos, beijos Brasil, portraits. Okay, so I'm taking notes. So portraits, it looks like portraits, it's still number one. For portraits, you guys prefer full? No, I don't do Disney. Disney is really complicated. They come after us because there's copyrights involved, and they are characters that are created by somebody else. It's different on me sculpting a person that was created by God or whatever you believe. But a character was created by another artist, and I do respect that. So I don't like making them. Like, I did Harley Quinn, but that was a class requested, and she is a person. She is based on Margot Robbins' face. So it's a character. I did Lara Croft as well. There is a video game, but this Disney, it's more complicated. And I don't know. Once I did Lara Croft, is not exactly like their characters, the caricature and stuff. I don't know if they would shut down they don't shut down the channel. They can cancel the video. You can't post it. So I don't want. Well, there's a lot of Disney people teaching Disney too, and it's not my forte. It's not. It's not my forte. You have a lot of other tutorials that you can do Disney, so I prefer not going there. For portraits, you guys prefer learning. I'm not talking about making off videos. I'm asking about learning. If you want to learn, what do you want to learn from me? So I'm getting requests for me to sculpt. That's not the intention of this chat. I want to know if you guys want to learn anything on the channel. If you like the live classes, if you still want to have them, and if so, what do you want to learn from it? So this is more, you want to learn how to sculpt. Okay, beginners. So if you're a beginner, you don't want to start with a portrait. That's fundamental. Don't start with portrait. Start with a basic face. You can check on my playlist here. I do have a playlist on how to sculpt a face that is not a portrait. It's just an average face. Talks about the proportions and each feature, each part of the body, of the face, how to sculpt. Hello, Russia. Okay. So portrait seems to be number one request. Would you guys like to setting pose, how to keep a proportion pose other than standing is my problem. Well, I do use my armatures, those guys, and I put barbecue sticks on each bone part, so when I bend the arm, it can only bend where is the division on the barbecue sticks, so that helps with the proportion. And I use a guide, Lumi's references, to measure up every part of the body. That's how I teach my students to do it. You can find those classes already on my Patreon available, and it's only $10 to be able to see all my previous classes. That is the thing. I've been teaching for so long, and I have so many classes available, and I don't know what else I can offer. That's what I was thinking. Maybe we could do something more interactive, something that all beginners can do, like the cronies, which that would not please my students, so I would have to go do something else on my Patreon for my students that already know how to make cronies, and it wouldn't be any learning for them. So this is what I'm getting to decide here, the future of this channel. How to make hair. Anna would like to make a crony. You don't need my class to make a crony. But yeah, we can do that. That would be fun. Yeah, cronies are like magic creatures. We could go for magic creatures as well. So if you guys want to leave a comment here, we don't need to answer right away. If you're watching this video and I'm not live anymore, you can comment and I'll try to check the answers. But I just wanted to get a feeling from the students. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down all the ideas, and I'm going to make a poll. probably on my Patreon, but I will post on the community here. So you have to make sure that you have the light, how to say, the bell to get notifications from the channel. So you will see when I post on the community, and then you can go and I make it public so everybody can vote. And that was kind of the idea for this chat. Yes, that's me. That one right here is me. That's a poster, but a poster is a picture of of my sculpture. You actually can purchase all these posters or postcards with my sculptures as well. Oh, there's Van Gogh right there. You can purchase them at my Etsy shop. Anything. So I'll just make it up. Would you guys like? Would you guys be into the witch thing, that we could maybe play games? Or the last time we did, you can watch some videos on the channel here too, was we were playing those games where we choose numbers and each number was a color, a type of shoes or barefoot, face expression, and me and the students would do this raffle thing, and then you could steal from the other one. If I was after, if they were before me, I could steal theirs instead of picking a new one, and then it would have to go with that. Also, who wasn't live with me would get, like, depending on their birthdays, they would have to do this color or that color, this type of hair or this type of dress or whatever we'd put on the game. And so I couldn't really choose like a lot of things on my witch. I had to make her blue, I had to make her barefoot, I had to make her in love. That was also something that it was not my choice. Good night. And but what was complicated, that the students were trying to do something different from what I was doing because they got different things. So that got quite complicated, because at the end I had to teach different videos of each face expression that we got, and that was, I got overwhelmed, the students got overwhelmed, so it didn't work this way. I mean, they all finished, like most of them finished their witch, and it was very beautiful, but a lot of them struggled more than they wanted to. And I had to dedicate much more time during the week than a normal class, which I just come live once a week. Which is okay, I don't mind, but it was too much, it was overwhelming for me as well. So if we do that, I would say every student do exactly the same as I'm doing, unless you feel comfortable to change it around, and then you would be able to just do it your own. That could be a good idea. I'm gonna write that down, another witch here. Would you guys like to learn how like, for example, how I pack my sculptures, how to make the box, how I make my boxes, or how I make molds, silicone molds, how I do my base? I don't know, like other things like that too. Sorry, I didn't see that answer, that question. Maybe the ruffle thing, caricature style for beginners. The problem is my caricature is really it's a realistic face. The only change that I do is on the body. I don't do the face different. Yeah, molds are something that I'm not an expert on molds, but the last few molds that I did worked fine. They worked good. I had no problems with them whatsoever, so I could teach what I know, but you guys have to know that I'm not an expert. Inspiração, não sei o que fazer. But there is still many things I could learn. Yeah, nose. Well, for nose, you can go to my playlist here, and there's a face, the full face tutorial, and you can go, there's one class that is just for nose. So it's already there, it's already here on the channel. Well, the thing is, what you have to think about molds is the flow of the resin, right? How is, like, where are you pouring the resin from, and how is it going to flow through the mold. Like, because you have to think, when the resin goes down, the air that is in there must to get out, so the resin can flow and fill up all the space on it. So if there's air, if there's like, if the resin closes a spot and there's air, the resin won't be able to keep on going. So we have to make air tunnels to release this air so the resin can keep flowing. This is the hardest part to make your mold work. Other than that, it's pretty simple. There's no problem. So if you do a good airflow, you'll be okay. You just like to watch? Oh, okay. So for portraits, I would still recommend to do busts instead of full body. High pour in a comma. Pretty bubbly. Yeah, well, it depends on the resin that you're using as well. If you're using medium dry, the time that it takes for drying. The faster one gives me less bubbles. But my husband can pour. My husband is the one that pours for me. I'm not very good at pouring. And the fast one didn't work with my mold. It leaks. Well, I don't have this problem. I'm in Canada. Air conditioning, or put your sculpture on the freezer for a while if it gets too soft. So when you bring it back, it's going to be harder. And keep on doing that every time that it gets too soft. Grazie, grazie Stefano. Okay, guys, so the only thing I took note here was portrait and witch. So I don't know, creatures like cronies. I'm gonna put cronies, because cronies would be fun, because I can maybe we can make like an event. It could be a one-day event, and I can prepare some kits that you guys can purchase the full kit to make your own crony as well. So each of us, like, you just on the kit would have clay, eyes, teeth, and then you can build your crony with me as well. I could do that, but that's long term. I have to prepare that if you guys are interested to make cronies. Cronies, if you don't know what cronies are, watch Irina's video, Sculpting the Witch Irina, or Sculpting Irina, the Most Powerful Witch, something like that. It's here on the channel, and it's the story of that witch, and she has all these cronies around her. Okay, let me read the last comment here. If you're not feeling inspired, I don't know, watch YouTube videos until something clicks. That's the thing with me. That's why I do so many different things. Like, when I'm not feeling inspired, like for sculpting, I edit videos, or I think about the book and stories, creating this type of characters. Metallic rod. What tool is that? I don't know what tool you're talking about. Yes, I'm selling one type of tool, which is not here right now for me to show you, because I was working upstairs on the sunroom. So my tool is over there. I'm selling one that is pointy. One side is pointy. Let's see if I have one here. No, it's not this one. Just take a look at my store. There's one tool that I'm selling there. I also got some dentist tool, that one, and I will post soon. Okay, sorry, I was not reading. Resin. The resin. Clay. Okay, so I sculpted the body here with plastiline. This one, my daughter changed the pose, so I sculpted the body. This is plastiline. So my daughter changed the arm. That's the same one as this one. My daughter was just playing around with it. and I cut the, like, that's the thing, to make the mold, I cut the arms and I cut the head. So I made the mold separately. And this is the sculpture that is made out of plastiline. I don't know, this light just, it's white, so you can't see. Get this light off. And this is soft. This type of clay never goes hard, so if I squeeze the shoulder, it will break. So I can disassemble this sculpture anytime. So I sculpted in here, and I made a mold, a silicone mold, and then I cast these two ladies, and I am putting them different outfits and hair because I made the basic sculpture. I cast it basic without any hair. I cast it bald, and I'm creating different figures with the same female body. Those are resin already. So those are hard, and I will paint them. And this one is the masterpiece that I made a mold of, and this one doesn't get dry. So if I move, I can, I mean, it's cold in here, so it gets a little bit, and there's a wire inside. But the clay itself doesn't really, it doesn't never get hard. And the hottest the place is, it's gonna get softer. So if I heat up the space here, it will get very soft for me to move this around. There's an armature inside though that is holding it together. What kind of cast? Resin. Polyurethane resin. PU resin. Bigger. This one is, yes, I did actually. This is the biggest one I've ever made here. This is the biggest realistic one that I ever made. All those sculptures are for sale on my Etsy shop as well. I mean, when I say bigger, it's like a bigger scale, right? Because it's a child and it's that big, so it's a bigger scale. Thank you. Yeah, I love them. Didn't sell yet. They're still available. And the cast, I have a cast of that one too. You want to learn a fat one? Yes. This sculpture right here is, I have the class available for her. She's a bigger lady. There's a light right there that you can't really see her. But this is a class, a full class that is available on my Patreon for only $10 per month. You can access all the class. It's already there. You can actually access, for $10 per month, you can access all my previous classes, all of it, on my Patreon. And the address is, let me write down. Hello, Italy. Lucky you. So it's, let's see if you guys can see. Kurt Cobain, yeah, I don't know, maybe. I never know what artist. This is the website that I have my classes. www.patreon.com/JulianaLupine. You can find a lot of complete classes there. You can find, there's John Lennon, full sculpture, Dracula, there is that bigger lady, there is that witch, this one over here, there is, whew, I don't even know, there's a lot of classes over there. And it's all the previous classes. You just sign up, Jasmine, there's Jasmine. Van Gogh is there too. Anna is my student and she's reminding me what I have available there. And it's only for $10 and you have access to all of them. Yeah, I was saying in the beginning of the live that I am on a phase right now that I want to explore other areas, not just sculpt portraits of artists. I will probably go back to that at some point. The hardest, it's what is more different from you usually. So whatever is different from your own body, it's harder, at least to me, because I think most of artists have their own body or their family body type as an internal reference. And once you have to step out of this comfortable zone is a little bit harder. But if you do have good references, then it's not, just have to follow the references. So it's not that harder. Bigger bodies with polymer clay is a bit harder because if you put a big chunk of clay, you have more probability that it will crack. And you have to be filling up gaps. But pregnant, it happens the same with, you know, this part here. It's all, if you put pure clay, it's also the same problem. So it's not because of it's a bigger body. Gracias. Yo comprendo. Yo hablo un poco de español también. So let's go back to the classes. Okay, so who here wants to learn something? If you do want to learn something, and I mean sculpt along with me, just get your clay and sculpt along with me and send me pictures of the result, share with the group that we have on Facebook and actually finish. And by the way, if you did finish your Frida Kahlo, send me the pictures, send on the Facebook group, because I'm editing the video and I want to put all the final results of the students and people that did at the end with your name and your contact. Maybe people like what you did and they want to buy from you or they want to order from you. So it's going to help you too. And I will put at the end of my video. So I want to finish this week. So if you finish yours, send it to me, post on our group. So go to the Facebook group, Juliana Lupine Online Students, and post it over there. Tag me or tag Juliana Lupine Sculptures, or just post in there, I'll see it. And I will add to the end of the video with your contact or your logo. Send me whatever you want and then I will put on the video. So for classes, do you guys prefer, instead of live classes, you prefer recorded classes or live classes? Because live classes are good because we can chat and you can ask me questions and interact with me during the live. But the edited classes are faster. You don't have like so long classes. They're a little bit faster live. Still working on Frida. Oh, I'll wait a little bit longer. If there are people, like if there are a lot of people working on her, I can wait a little bit longer to edit the video. And as long as you guys keep on, because I only saw 4 Fridas finished. I only saw 4. No, actually I saw 3, but Anna is finishing hers, so I'm waiting for Anna. And if there's more people finishing and you do want to send me a message, say, hey, I will finish this day, can you wait? I'll wait, there's no rush, no problem. I mean, I'm not going to wait for a whole year, but if it's a couple days or weeks, then that's okay. Anna, I'm waiting for you. No pressure. It's okay. I can do my video with the ones that are almost ready, and then I can make another live, but the questions. You did. Okay, if you did any work based on my tutorials, like following my tutorials or using the skeletons, that if you purchase the skeleton and you use them and you did something, please make a story on Instagram and tag me. It's at Juliana Lupine on Instagram. Tag me, mention me on your story, and I will reshare. I love resharing my students' work, and I love seeing you guys work as well. Or if you're not a student but you use the products, like mention what you did, like write on your story, and I will reshare as well. So if you did Fred Mercury, Oh, so I already saw? It's because I get a lot of things. Sometimes I forget. And if I don't see, do it again. Because sometimes it goes to those messages that doesn't show us right away. Request messages. And then if I take more than 24 hours, then I won't see it. Okay, so I guess what I'm gonna do is, I don't think we're gonna get anything decided out of this live. I didn't see a lot of ideas for classes. I don't know what I put notes of mine. I changed the page here and now I can't find it. Io non parlo italiano tan bene. I can speak English, Portuguese, and Spanish. I can communicate well. I don't speak perfect, but I can communicate well, but no, not Italian. Io comprendo italiano, ma non parlo. Trying out. Not sure if it's gonna work. Okay, I found here. So I just put portraits, witch, and cronies. Those were the ideas that I had. Okay, so I'm gonna ask a question and you guys tell me. You guys prefer to learn portraits with busts? So another bust like Sitting Bull and Frida. What pushes you to a certain creation, characters, what is inspiration? It really depends. Like this one is Ingrid Silva. I saw her picture and I was like, wow, and I really wanted to do it. So I did. Irina was a face, I was sculpting that witch on that game that I mentioned before, and one of my students got a shy witch to sculpt and she was having problems. She was in trouble. She wasn't being able to do as good as she wanted to. So I took an extra class with her and I sculpted, so she could sculpt along with me. I sculpted the shy witch that she found a reference and she wanted to sculpt. And then I got that face and it was, I didn't disassemble, I got other ones like here. This is, what was that? Confused, I think. And the other witches. This was with the tongue sticking out that my student wanted to know. This one was evil, I think. And I sculpted those extra faces to help the students. This one was blowing a kiss. So this was like those faces I sculpted extra just so the students could, if they were having trouble, that was just to help them out. And one of the faces was that witch, Irina. And it was the one that I just fell for her face. I sculpted just to teach, and she stayed on my shelf for about a year or something like that. And every time I looked at her, I was like, I should give this face a body. I should give this face a body. So at some point I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this face a body. And then I sculpted the witch Irina. So I don't know, this one was a picture that I saw that also was like, wow, I want to do that one. That one was the students wanted to learn a bigger body, and I had this model, and we chose the model, and I sculpted just for class. Sitting Bull was a request. So Van Gogh, why did I do Van Gogh? What to get? Well, I love him, first of all, and then I just did it. So guys, I'm gonna end the live. I'm planning to also, do you guys want me to come more often to chat? Because I can do that very easy. Like I can keep on sculpting and then we can just chat also. And you could like ask questions about whatever you didn't get answered during the class as well, or requests. So I think the most requested one is always Michael Jackson. It has always been Michael Jackson for me to sculpt. So I don't know if Michael Jackson would be an interesting class though, because the reason that it's hard to sculpt Michael Jackson is like which Michael Jackson, which phase of him, because he changes so much from one phase to the other. So there are like a lot of different Michael Jacksons that I could go for. And I think that's why I still didn't sculpt Michael Jackson. He's also very polemic. But that's not the reason. I don't mind sculpting Poland people. Um, I don't speak that language. Sorry. I wish I could speak all the languages, but I'm limited. Never sculpted her. I didn't sculpt a lot of famous people, but I don't get a lot of requests for her. Those are the ones there. My Dr. Emmett Brown was my daughter's. That is their favorite movie, so I sculpted for them. Lady Gaga was actually a video idea that I had. It was going to have animation and a lot of things, but it didn't work out. The animator left, gave up, and then oh, she's asking me what you're doing. Chatting. I'm just chatting. Drake was a request from the TV. If you do a figure plus a diorama, sorry, it disappears fast. If you do it plus there is it wise to add tinfoil to fill in space. Yes, I guess it gets stronger. If you add tin foil, then just hollow breaks easy, but it really depends on how thick is and what clay you're using, because you don't want to. I have trouble sometimes with tin foil if I'm sculpting a body like that and I add tin foil, and if it's too tight sometimes it gets on my way, and then I have to carve the tin foil. So I haven't been using tin foil lately a lot. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna finish this live and I'm gonna go live on my Facebook page right now. I'm gonna end here and I'm gonna go there to ask the followers over there if they also have any request for classes or something that they want to learn. I got the request that you guys want more making of videos. So Michael Jackson, Kurt Cobain, artists, right? And if we're gonna work portraits, I'm going to probably keep on doing bust because it's faster. Thank you. And then we focus on the likeness. Hello, Turkey. Thank you. So I'm gonna do that. I'm finishing here and I'm going live on my Facebook page because sometimes YouTube doesn't. What is a good budget? Clay for use. I think that depends a lot on what country you are, and I have no idea of prices because I use PV clay. I'm sponsored, so it's a Brazilian brand, and I'm sponsored, so I don't know the price, but I use it because it's very strong after it's baked, and I like strong pieces because I ship them all over the world and I don't want to freak out that my pieces are going to break. Amy Winehouse again? But I already have her face. I think it's available here too on the channel, isn't it? And you just need to reduce the size and sculpt a body for her. You don't. The face that I sculpted for a caricature is realistic face. It's a realistic one. You just need to do it in the right proportions to make it realistic. You just need to make another body and reduce the face, and you're good to go. I wouldn't do her again. Nina Simone. Okay, for the famous people, what I do is I usually let only the students give me ideas and do requests for who we are going to sculpt if we decide on a portrait. For the YouTube, I am asking, what are we going to do? Is it going to be a portrait? Is it going to be something simple for beginners? I already answered that question, Stefano. What pushes me? It's different things. A picture that calls my attention, or a request from a student, and then suddenly pops an idea. So the person that will sculpt, usually I give that opportunity to the students to choose, because usually they are the ones that will actually sculpt along with me and finish the piece. So I usually let them give me the choices, and I'll make a poll and then we vote. It's usually how it is. It's democratic decision. Okay, guys, I'm gonna finish this live, but I'm going live right now on my Facebook page. So if you wanna keep coming with me, just switch around to the Facebook page and we can chat over there. Last time I tried that, the chat box did not work, but I will see if it's gonna work again. All right, so thanks for chatting, thanks for the ideas, and see you guys soon. Bye bye.